Hello, everyone. This is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for December 14th to the 20th of 2025. So our week kicks off on Sunday, the 14th, with Mars squaring off with Neptune. This energy can feel rather bothersome, to say the least. Essentially, you might encounter challenges directly linked to past choices. These are the very choices that you eventually realized were mistaken, hoping that somehow their consequences would pass you by. Sadly, they don't. You may experience deep discouragement, perhaps even a sense of depression, coupled with the feelings of fear or doubt. To navigate through this energy, take a step back, reflect upon your choices that led to this point, and then, as objectively as you can, assess what went awry. Amidst this energy, the inclination to abandon entirely the path that you have chosen, when all that is truly needed might be just a few adjustments. Strive to pinpoint the conflicting aspect causing this inner turmoil. If objectivity feels elusive or identifying the issue proves challenging, seek the opinions of two others and then trust your own instincts on the direction to pursue. There is also a temptation to be deceptive, whether to yourself or others. Resist this urge, as it will return to haunt you later, perhaps even more strongly. Your physical energy may also feel diminished. Avoid forcing yourself into actions that don't resonate right now. Instead, contemplate what actions might be necessary once your energy returns. Embrace stillness. Refrain from engaging in confrontation with others, for this energy nudges you beyond your comfort zone into new territory. You must consider this a test of sorts. Confront your fears and clarify your desires. It is the most effective way to manage this period. Regarding these two planets, Mars and Neptune, creating a challenging angle, you would want to reflect on actions taken that have not worked toward fulfilling your dreams. That is where the tweaking can commence. Deep breath. Now, as it squares off with Neptune, this is Sag to Pisces processing, right before the very next day when it slips into Capricorn. And I've been talking about this because Venus and Mars are heading toward a new 2-year cycle in Capricorn, so it's very powerful. Monday the 15th, as Mars moves through Capricorn until January 23rd of 2026, we are blessed with a surge of grounded motivation, the kind of energy that allows us to focus, build, and follow through on the work that truly matters. This is where spirit meets structure, where our passion is given form and our purpose begins to take shape in the tangible world. This transit activates our drive to take responsibility for our own lives, to tend to our commitments, obligations, and long-term goals with renewed dedication, okay? Mars comes into Capricorn zone and gives us some energy in that department. You may feel inspired to pour your energy into something meaningful and lasting, a creative project, a new business, a personal healing journey, or any work that feels like your sacred contribution to the collective. Mars in Capricorn is the architect. And this is the time when sustained effort can yield real, measurable progress. Just remember, Capricorn energy values quality over quantity. This isn't about doing more. It's about doing what truly matters with integrity and intention. Because this energy can be so driven, it is vital to stay attuned to your body's wisdom. Check in with your physical rhythms and know your own limits. True mastery includes pacing yourself and honoring the natural cycles of rest and renewal. When you move in harmony with your own energy, you will find that your productivity increases effortlessly, and the results are stronger, more authentic, and longer lasting. You may also find that solitude supports your process right now. Working alone or carving out space to focus without distractions can help you channel this energy much more effectively. What you create during this time could draw attention or recognition from others, not because you sought it, but because you aligned with your purpose and allowed excellence to speak for itself. This is a season for streamlining your efforts. Get organized, set priorities, and avoid petty disputes or energy drains that pull you off course. Mars in Capricorn rewards discipline, dedication, and persistence. It also carries a deeply creative current, the kind that manifests beauty, form, and function through skill and dedicated effort. You may feel more determined, more courageous, and more serious about your own path. And that's exactly the point. This energy can test your commitment, but it also empowers you to rise to the challenge. It is a make or break moment, not in the sense of pressure or fear, but in the sense that your actions now define your direction for the whole next cycle. Deep breath. This is also an ideal time to take a personal inventory, to check in with your own sense of identity, purpose, and how you express your sacred masculine energy. Mars teaches us about how we take action, how we advocate for ourselves, how we set boundaries, and how we share our gifts with the world. But it is time to ask yourself, am I moving with integrity and confidence? Am I honoring my own ambitions without burning out? How do I channel my creative fire into tangible, meaningful expression? In your personal Capricorn house or area of life, Mars is helping you refine the balance between effort and mastery, teaching you to move through the world with strength, discipline, and deep respect for your own process. This is sacred work, the work of aligning with your own purpose, effort with intention, and ambition with soul. Trust that whatever you build now, if rooted in authenticity and purpose, will stand the test of time. Ashe. I love it. Now, the 16th was when I was going to do a sacred crafts night, but I didn't allow enough promotion time and enough time in between to get you your creativity kit. I don't even know what to call it, but it's got a bunch of goodies in there for sacred crafting. So I think I'm moving that. I'm not sure if it's going to be January or not. It could be February so that we have the month of January to ship out the starter kits. Okay, so if you're interested in the Sacred Crafts Night, please write me immediately so that we can get these wheels in motion and make sure that you're all set up for whenever I do schedule it. But I would like to have some time to ship these little kits to you because they're so much fun. And it is a group activity I would love to do because I've been doing a whole bunch of this on my own. I've been practicing without y'all so I could know what I wanted to do with y'all. So let me know if you're interested. Sacred crafts are like any kind of talisman or totem that you want to carry around with you to remind you of your goals for the new year, or some tools like a feather fan or a rattle or crystal grid. There's all kinds of little things we can do to hold our energy when we want to manifest. And that's what sacred crafting is all about. So on the 16th, Sun is going to square off with Saturn. Now we're still talking Sag to Pisces. So still a lot of processing going on. What do we believe? What is true for you? How do you process information? Do you hold on to it too long and then it disturbs your system? Or do you let it flow in and out and through you so that you don't have to go through those machinations? How do you do your personal processing? Processing your emotions, your thoughts, all the things that kind of trip us up along the way if we don't process, if we don't pay attention. So with a Sun square Saturn, this energy is best to understand that you may have two distinct poles within. There's the obligation to others versus the responsibility to self. It's not nearly as bad as it feels. However, it does bring up something we all work really hard to balance to some degree or another: self and others. How much do you owe yourself and how much are you obligated to others? Balance and reciprocity come to mind as guides. One of the challenges of this influence is making negative assumptions that there is no support for you when in truth you haven't asked for any, and help must be invited. Saturn brings up our relationship to time, and some people may feel restricted as if life, other, outer is all too demanding, and there's never any time just for the individual. This activation is a push to grow. It's time to hold your own structure in some way and reclaim your inner authority to direct your own life. Others may find their lives falling apart because they have avoided responsibility for so long, and now there's no more wiggle room. Rather than have a meltdown, take a nap and resolve to wake up with a plan, a strategy for the next step, even if that means simply asking for help or guidance from someone older or wiser. It's time to deepen your dedication and commit to yourself in a whole new way. Recognize any current limitations and work with the resources at hand for now. The sun usually illuminates the core essential nature or self. So see where you may be stuck and need to break out of a rut of some sort, and then trust that taking charge and making a decision or choosing a direction is inviting help from the universe to support your new direction. Deep breath. That was the 16th. Now the 18th was going to be the monthly power circle call, but we've canceled that too. In the new year, you have to let me know if you're interested in the Mercury retrograde for the new year, which is going to be in all water signs, starting with Pisces, then retrograding through Cancer, and then finally Scorpio toward the end of the year, which is kind of deep because when Mercury goes retrograde then, It's very likely, I haven't looked yet, but it's likely to be around the same time as Venus is retrograde in Scorpio. So it's going to be a powerful fall 2026. Even though I'm changing up my offerings and I'm choosing to share some new things with you all, you'll have to let me know about that in the new year if you want to talk about the asteroids or the Mercury retrograde for 2026. And I'll get them on the schedule if people are interested. Now, the 19th is Friday, and that brings our Sag New Moon. Every year, the Sag New Moon opens a powerful portal between the old year and the new year, a time when Spirit invites us to reimagine what's possible, to renew our faith in the unfolding journey, and to align our intentions with the evolved truth that's rising from within. This is your opportunity to seed a new vision for the path ahead. As we move through this liminal space, which is the sacred threshold between cycles, new opportunities will begin to reveal themselves. You will start to see how much you've grown by the choices and commitments that you are now ready to make. Each decision reflects a new level of consciousness and a deeper sense of integrity with your own evolving truth and story. We can no longer agree to structures or systems that hold no meaning, value, or resonance for the individual or the community. The global family has expanded, and so has our awareness. The vibrational frequency of Earth herself has shifted, calling each of us to live with more balance, authenticity, and responsibility for the energy that we contribute. Building the new constructs that support this more balanced existence will take time, energy, and resources. It is sacred work that must be anchored in the physical realm. Yet we always begin in the invisible world of thought, feeling, and intention. Sagittarius reminds us that the belief comes first. Before the plan, before the form, before we even know what's possible to build in Capricorn time. So under this Sag New Moon, ask yourself, what do I truly believe in now? What kind of reality do I want to live into next? Where am I being called to expand, explore, or renew my faith? This Sag New Moon is potent. It is a true seed point in the larger cycle of transformation. Scorpio season brought the deep cleansing and personal rebirth that always precedes the Sagittarius new truth and story. And from that renewed consciousness, Capricorn will eventually shape a new embodied reality. Remember, truth is fluid. It evolves as we do. Reality is co-creative. It shifts as we participate with it consciously. Together they form a dance of energy that changes according to who and what we engage with. When we approach life this way, we stay flexible, awake, and in harmony with the living, breathing universe. As we cross the threshold into 2026, the universe is asking each of us, where are you headed and why? What guiding truth will carry you through the next chapter of your journey? If you have Gemini, Sag, or Virgo, Pisces activated in your chart, this lunation signals a major personal new beginning. A time to align your beliefs, expand your story, and set intentions that reflect the new you that has been emerging all year. For everyone, this is a chance to reset your compass. Trust the wisdom that's coming through. Plant your seeds in fertile, faith-filled soil, and know that what you believe now will form the foundation of what you will build next. New moon in Sag, we get to dream up the new story. Now, of course, Saturn and Neptune are still kind of neck and neck at the end of Pisces, so the Sun squared Saturn, now it's going to square up Neptune, same week. On the 20th, which is Saturday. This cosmic influence might stir feelings of self-doubt, self-delusion, and a general sense of confusion, seemingly originating from within or directed toward oneself. However, it is essential to recognize that this energy is transient and temporary. It serves as the universe's gentle nudge to slow down and reassess whether your aspirations might have been unrealistic or born from fleeting fantasies. When your energy feels depleted and your optimism wanes, it is wise to pause, take a break, and prioritize rest and rejuvenation if possible. Above all, refrain from initiating grand plans during this phase as perception might be clouded. All right, deep breath. Now, because it's happening on Sunday, the 21st, our winter solstice fire ceremony is at 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific, and it will be right on the tail end of Ye's celebration. So I should be there for Friday and Saturday, but Sunday will be hopefully in my backyard with some good weather, having our first fire to kick off the new year of 2026. This is a big one. We only get together 8 times a year to celebrate the turn of the wheel. And this is the initiation. This is the conception point where we conceive, we dream, we go into darkness, we pull inward and ask our soul what it wants to do for the new year. And when we get together at the fire ceremony, we talk about the energy for the next 6 weeks, and we do some divinations and a community reading that's also available for individuals that contribute their $22. We love your energy and contributions when you join us there. But anyone who does contribute will get their own personal seasonal reading, and that's a good one for the new year. So I'm tagging it on to the end of this weekly forecast because it kicks off with the new week of the 21st to the 27th next week. But this will give you a chance to register, which I highly encourage you to do. I've already had many registrations, so we're definitely going to have a great winter solstice ceremony at the end of a very big weekend of celebrating the water deities and opening up to our flow for the new year and connecting with our spirit guides and orishas and those who hold us down throughout the year. It's an important ceremony, and I hope you'll consider joining us there. All right, y'all, have a fantastic week. Reach out directly when you need to. Join us when and where you can. This is Kelly Beard of Karmic Tools signing off.